It is the Riot Podcast. Welcome into the Monday, February 21st edition. Everybody have a good weekend?
Good weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we did. I don't know.
Did you have a good
I just thought
weekend,
somebody
too?
might expand on that. I know we talked about it a bit in the show.
We want to leave you hanging.
Nothing. Tired on a Monday.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty typical Monday.
Yeah.
No, I feel like we're more tired than we normally are.
Which
or
is-
at least we're more vocal about it.
I feel like, did anybody else think this? Isaiah, you and I our voices both are a little off today. You think so?
What?
I heard it sounded a little scratchy. I thought maybe
What
you
are
had a
you
sore
talking
throat.
about? My
It
voice is
didn't sound-
incredible this morning.
I thought.
You're not supposed to notice.
People were texting in. They were like, wow, Isaiah, your voice sounds incredible today.
What
Now,
happened?
do you ever think this, either of you, and all the time you've been in radio, sometimes when you get sick, it makes your voice sound better?
It does. It's actually why a lot of radio people smoke.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why.
And sometimes, like, it can get too bad.
Yeah.
Where smoking or being sick.
As long
where
as it's not
your voice
crackling
goes
in and
overboard.
out, you
but-
know? If it just stays in, if it's crackling in and out, then it gets pretty bad.
It's also really funny because, like, it can play tricks on you because you could be super sick and in your mind think you sound just awful.
Mm-hmm.
You'll do a whole show, feel awful, think you sound terrible. You'll hear back it and you're like, wait a minute, I sounded just fine.
Yeah,
So-
right.
It sounded so good.
Sounded kinda good,
You're
actually.
like, I don't sound sick at all, and you feel like a baby because you were so dramatic about it.
Yeah.
So it happens.
Yeah, today in the show, we talked about early on how Hudson may be considered a psychopath.
That's true. I'll admit it. I'm not going to change my coffee because it's in relation to how I drink my coffee.
Yeah.
Not going to change my coffee consumption just to not be a psychopath.
I'm trying to remember, too, because we had some other article where it said if you were a psychopath if. And I can't remember what the if part was, but I thought you also did that, too.
Oh, no.
Now it's starting to add up a little bit.
So the
It's not
whole
just
morning
about
I've
you
been-
drinking the coffee.
I've been trying to remember what it was.
Now you see.
Silently, she's trying to been able to, to remember this. So I'm not going to mention it
Like,
to him.
oh, no, here's another thing
it's
about
starting
him.
to add up. We were texting actually earlier around
Well,
you.
Well, if any of you guys, podcast listeners, like, I know it, then tell me what it is.
Now you, it all is adding up why I'm so cold and emotionless and treat you guys so terribly.
And why you won't let your dog on the couch.
That's right. It's all,
You
all adds up
psychopath.
together.
And we talked
That's
about
another
that.
part of the show.
Yeah, we talked about that. We also, at the end of the show, we talked about how Call of Duty is doing something about cheaters, right?
Yeah.
And so I relate to this, not because I cheat in video games, but I am a well-known cheater in euchre.
You are?
Card games, man.
Aw.
Board games.
You just can't help it?
I can't help myself.
Yeah.
Well known, and I love it. I just eat it up. Card games, it's like open for cheating. And I'm playing with my friends. I almost have to sometimes because it's just so funny. I've been caught a numerous amount of times, and every time everybody just throws the cards down. Everybody's all upset, and it's just the greatest.
I'm surprised they still play.
Oh,
with
they
you.
love it. Well, now they know.
To look.
Obviously, they keep.
Yeah.
They're like always like the joke. The ongoing joke is like if Isaiah is the one like dealing, you have to stare at him.
Have
the
you
entire
ever
time.
won a game honestly?
Yes, of course. Now I've gotten to the point where it's like almost impossible for me to cheat. So whenever I get away with it, it feels even more special.
Yeah, at a certain point, if you're well enough known for cheating, then it's everybody else's fault for
Exactly.
losing
Playing
to
with
you.
you.
And I'm a
Yeah.
very open cheater. I've been caught numerous times cheating in card games, and I'm very open to it. But at the same time, if I can cheat, I will.
Do you think, like you play a lot of board games and card games, do you think it's almost more fun to cheat by winning or to win by cheating than
Oh, it's so much more
Isn't it
satisfying.
better because it's like you're really
Here's
pulling one over on
another
everybody?
psychopath
Yeah.
trait. Here it is. You just heard it.
Not only did I beat you, I also cheated and got away
and
with
you didn't
it.
even notice.
You guys didn't even
Yeah.
know.
See,
Yep.
see, that's.
I'll let you two be
I'm
over
glad we're on the same
there,
page.
and
It'd
we're
be
never
bad if we
playing a
started.
card game.
It'd be bad if we started playing it
We
against
could be
each other.
partners. Oh no, if we played
you're
against
right.
each other, we could
You're
be
right.
partners. That's what
if
we
we
need
played,
to do.
like some of those games where you choose the other person's answer. I always.
Oh man.
I'm a big cheater at those. Just form an alliance.
Oh, look
and
at
then
all this
stab
coming
them in the
out.
back.
Oh my gosh.
Look at it.
Look at this coming out about
Once
you
it's
two.
too late.
What a great intro so far. We talked about how we both love to cheat, and we're Hudson a psychopath. So, we also talked about at the very end how some of us on the show are more excited on the weekends when people actually cancel on us.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us, by that we mean Nikki.
That's
Yes.
me.
And everybody
And
else
I'll
surveyed
tell
by
you
the
what,
Idaho Wine Commission.
That's not a psychopathic trait.
No.
Just to let you know, I'm in the clear.
Well, you want people to cancel. You want like horrible atrocities to happen to people, death in the family and stuff, so that you don't have to hang out with them.
You're making it worse. No one said that at all. I just want them to have something come up.
I just like,
we can't.
It's always about two, and it's like something you really don't want to do.
Sure.
If you really don't want to do something and then it gets canceled, there's like not a better feeling.
It does feel really great.
Then when you're
That's
like, oh
for
my
sure.
gosh, I was planning on having to do this. I've been dreading it all
you're
week,
free.
and now I'm like, wow, this is so great.
All right, guys. I just don't know if there's anything good about us after this intro.
Yeah, I know. We love when people cancel on us. Hudson's a psychopath, and we cheat.
And
at board
Isaiah
games.
cheats at board
I
games.
promise
yep.
you there might be something else in the podcast you'll enjoy.
Yeah, there's some other good
Make sure
stuff.
you text and say hi. Hopefully you did have a great weekend. And whenever you're listening to this, you are having a wonderful day.
Yeah, and we'll.
They don't want that for you, but I do.
Yeah, I could care less.
Get off the couch.
It is the riot.
You guys.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
You're gonna have to watch out for me because I might be a psychopath.
Uh-oh.
I might.
What's the sign I'm looking for?
Is
it the hats?
my behavior? At least I have one definite correlation between something I do and something that psychopaths are more likely to do. And so it could just be the tip of the iceberg. Mm-hmm. You have to watch out for the rest of my behavior. But this is according to a new survey of more than 1,000 adults. It was conducted by the University of Innsbruck. I believe that's in Austria.
Yeah.
And so what they were doing was they asked these 1,000 people to rate different kinds of foods on whether they liked them or not. And then after they had that profile on a person, it sounds like they're making a dating, like we make all of your matches based off of food. If you both like, but what they did was then they got people to take like personality tests to kind of analyze, different aspects of their personality. And so one of the major correlations they found was people that liked bitter flavors, particularly black coffee.
Oh, that's you.
Had a tendency to be more likely to be psychopathic.
Aw.
And sadistic.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So.
So you want some creamer?
You know what? I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it.
We want to make sure that you are not. Well, actually, it is bad too because you're doing this study and you're like, well, wait, what am I?
Yeah, right.
You find out later.
I didn't want to answer. So the sadistic behavior means I enjoy everyday sadist behavior is you enjoy inflicting small amounts of pain on people.
I think they don't know what pain is then because black coffee is not that bad. Like,
No.
it's not good, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, but it's not. I'm not. It's the act of me drinking black coffee isn't inflicting pain on me.
Sure.
It's the idea that I just
It
want
is,
to hurt
though.
people to hurt people.
No, it's just because it's so bitter.
Yeah, I guess
so
it is.
you're fine with that. What a weird study.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm interested to find out maybe some of the other correlations they found that aren't denoted here, but maybe this is the strongest one.
I think I'd be more worried if you were like, here, Isaiah and Nikki, every day you try to get us to have a cup of just plain coffee.
Well, that
without
would be pretty
creamer.
sadistic, wouldn't it?
That would be. That's more like what I would expect to hear.
Yeah, so I don't know if I seem that I'm acting, without care for your feelings or emotions.
Yeah.
It's probably because I'm drinking black coffee.
No, I'm going to let you go so then I can get some sort of Netflix documentary out of you. They say if it's not black coffee, that some other alarms to look for is if you report that you like radishes, celery.
I don't think I've ever eaten radish, and I hate celery.
You won't like radishes. And tonic water, like club
is that?
soda or tonic water.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot.
No.
Yeah, I'm always drinking my LaCroix,
So they
and they're
say
provided for free.
that if you are into stuff like that, you probably have antisocial traits.
Oh,
and
100%.
They say that, there's a link between what you taste and enjoy and your personality.
You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Well, if you're driving by your local Family Dollar and you're wondering, why are all the lights out? Why is it not open? Maybe you pull up and you're like, I need to grab some goods.
No, that's how they save money.
That's-
There's no lights inside anymore.
They cut back.
You just put your flashlight on your phone, you have at it.
Yeah.
Get your stuff and come on out.
That doesn't sound so out of the ordinary for Family Dollar. Well, this is much worse. The reason these stores are closed, they have closed exactly 404 Family Dollar stores temporarily. They haven't said when they will reopen, but the reason that these stores are closed is because there was a massive rodent infestation
Of the distribution stuff?
of their distribution center, which then affects products that went out to 404 different Family Dollar stores. Now, these stores are in the South: Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, Missouri, Mississippi, and Tennessee. But that doesn't mean I think you should raise an eyebrow no matter where you live.
Well, I think the issue is, I think I was reading it over the weekend, is it was because I think at where they were doing the distribution stuff, it was also like some food that goes out to Family Dollar. And so it's not like Family Dollars like cleaning section is closed because of the rodent thing.
It's the entire store.
It's more because they found it where food stuff goes out.
They say that I don't really understand this, but they say, of course, the food from this distribution center could be contaminated, but also cosmetics, medical products, pet food, and other products could all be contaminated because of the rodents. And listen to the numbers on this. So the FDA, Food and Drug Administration, sent an inspector to the distribution center, which is in West Memphis, Arkansas. That was back in January after somebody had reported that they had noticed a rodent issue. So they fumigated the place.
Yeah.
1,100 dead rodents after the fumigation.
Oh, that wasn't even all of them.
No. There was some that probably made an escape. And
they mutated.
And listen to this. A review of the company's internal records also indicated that they had collected more than 2,300 rodents between March 29th and September 17th of last year.
It was a large family.
Yeah.
Of rodents.
I mean, they just reproduce like rats,
I guess it's bad. They said that they're working hard to reopen all the stores. I didn't know that. I forgot that Family Dollar is Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
So they're all owned by each other. So they haven't said anything about any of the Dollar Trees though.
So you might, I don't know. I mean, if the stores aren't closed, then I guess, if you're in a different area, technically you're fine, but it doesn't mean, shouldn't you be a little concerned?
I don't know. Talk about the day to what is it with you dumpster diving stuff?
Yeah.
Like that's the day you go.
Oh, yeah, 100%, right? If you
they're dumpstering the whole store.
Well, if it's already in the dumpster anyways, there's already, or if you're comfortable with going to the dumpster anyways, there's already a chance it's been contaminated by rodents.
That's true.
And wait, listen to this. Once the stores reopen, you can bring back the purchased or the affected products that are being recalled, which is basically everything, and return it for a refund without a receipt. Wow. So that's a reason to dumpster dive. You just go to one Family Dollar dumpster, empty it out, and bring that entire dumpster to another Family Dollar.
That's a fantastic idea.
Store at room temperature? Now that they can do. The Riot RadioU.
One of the big events that happened over the weekend was the NBA AllStar Game and all the other festivities with that. And Isaiah, did you either watch or are you going to pretend that you watched for the show?
I did watch the whole thing.
You did?
Yeah, it was actually really good. It was very entertaining, actually.
Isn't he so good at acting, folks?
I know, I'm incredible.
I believe that he did actually watch
I
it.
did too.
I did watch the whole thing. It was one of the better All-Star games I've seen for sure. I mean, the whole game was pretty good. Steph Curry pretty much. It was the Steph Curry show for 3 quarters. Yeah. And then in the fourth quarter, it was just all LeBron. And it was a really, really good one, especially in Cleveland. Obviously, Steph and LeBron are both from, like, the Akron area.
Yeah. Is that obvious?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
I mean, it's obvious that LeBron is, but I've never heard anybody.
I didn't know Steph Curry was.
No, I've never heard that. I follow sports. I've never heard anybody mention that once.
He's from Akron? Yeah. So he was born in Akron, was there for a couple of years, and then he ended up moving, I think, to Charlotte or something, to the Carolinas.
Yeah, well, his dad played for the Hornets in Charlotte, so I do know that. How come nobody's ever, lobbying him to come back to the Cavaliers?
Nobody. He
bring a championship to Cleveland.
He got booed last night when they announced his name, so...
Aww.
He's not a big. Nobody really likes Steph in Cleveland, obviously.
No wonder
he beat the Cavs so many times.
Nobody liked LeBron in Cleveland for a while.
Hey, everybody likes LeBron in Cleveland, but they like to act like they don't like LeBron.
Sure. I don't know. Based on what I saw, it was you either love it or you don't like the All-Star stuff.
So I saw that Michael Jordan was there. He didn't play, But Michael Jordan was there.
Michael Jordan.
Did you see that?
He made like a very small appearance because he was at the Daytona 500 earlier in the day, which is obviously in Florida. And then he flew up to the All-Star game because it was the 75th anniversary, and so they were like honoring the 75 best players. And so there was a bunch of jokes online like Michael Jordan didn't even want to spend an entire day in Cleveland, so he decided to hang out in Florida for half the day to go see a NASCAR race.
And that was it.
Yeah, and then come back up to Cleveland and then leave.
It doesn't say much for Cleveland or the NBA All-Star game.
not
He'd
so
rather
much.
watch a NASCAR race. But, tell us more about the game then.
So I would say,
who won?
so
East
team,
or West?
Team LeBron ended up winning, which was it's technically the West, I guess, because it's not like a draft format, so the starters are all from the West. But it's a draft format. But LeBron's never lost as like the team captain.
Oh, wow.
He's 5-0, so they've won every time. Steph Curry was 3 points away from setting the All-Star game record for most points in a game. He had 16 threes, which obviously was the All-Star game record. So he was incredible the entire game. It was pretty much the entire time. It was just them giving the ball to Steph and him shooting from like half court and him just making every single shot.
Do you think the other players are like, come on?
Yeah, it was funny watching too because it's
Can
like
we throw the ball too?
Yeah, it's like the best players in the world, but they were just using one player the entire game.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was really, really entertaining. And then at the very end of the game, LeBron ended up hitting the game winner to win it in Cleveland. So it was it almost felt scripted how it ended up working out. And so it was pretty awesome. It was a good game for sure. Yeah, that's what I'm starting to think.
Wink. We know with sports,
Yes.
sometimes it's
especially
how it
with an
goes.
All-Star game
That's
that
right.
doesn't
I know
actually
it.
matter.
Why do you think Michael Jordan just came up there for a tiny bit?
Yeah, he came up for the fourth quarter.
He had to bring the money.
Did you watch any of the dunk contest or anything like that?
I
or
didn't
no?
watch the dunk contest, but it is widely regarded already as the worst ever.
That's
Really?
what I kept
The
saying.
worst ever
Yeah.
dunk contest, and they were slamming it because it was on Saturday night.
Oh, they were slamming it.
They were slamming it all night on Sunday night. Whenever anyone would make a dunk or anything, they'd be like, "Wow, I wish I would have saw that last night instead of what
Yeah.
actually happened." So all the announcers were just trashing the dunk contest from Saturday night. So.
Yeah, they need to do something about that.
But you just can't have a thing without people complaining.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Even if it was good.
I'm glad that you watched the All-Star game for us for the show.
Of course,
For
yes.
everyone.
It was very, very exciting.
So
It was
I
actually a
didn't-
good game.
I'll-
Good highlights from it.
Now I feel like I missed out.
Well, you can see it all today. Just get online.
Yeah, I guess so.
No,
or I
you're
could watch
just-
an NBA game that really matters.
You were just
Yeah.
so glad because you didn't
If
have to
there are any of
pretend
those.
like you watched any of it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Welcome to The Riot, where you listen to us and that's it. It's pretty much a one-way street. The Riot. Radio U.
Yeah. Got to tell you, Nikki, and everyone, that I just sometimes I think I've seen it all when it comes to donuts.
You have.
Sometimes I think there's nothing else any donut maker could do that would really blow me away.
Well, I think you have to go to the smaller places.
Yeah.
Because your mind would be blown what's going on.
They can. There's amazing things that are being done that I don't even know about.
We have no idea. We're just stuck going to like the name brand donut places,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
the main franchise ones.
Uh-huh.
And I think we're missing out.
Yeah,
But these look good.
But this has, I'm sure there's some small donuttery somewhere. Donutier, yeah, that has been doing this for a while, but Krispy Kreme is now picking up on it. They have a line of new Twix Donuts that they are rolling out starting today.
So is the long one, does it have a Twix bar in it?
Yeah, that is the Caramel Cookie Crunch Bar Donut. It is filled with an entire Twix cookie bar.
And then you have the candy bar and the donut.
Yeah, it's a double whammy.
That is. That looks good.
That is, so it's a bar-shaped donut. It has to be bar-shaped because it has an entire Twix bar inside.
What do they call it's like a
Long John?
A Long John donut.
Yeah, it's filled with chocolate cream and and it's not just a Twix bar. It's a chocolate cream in there as well. It's dipped in chocolate icing, drizzled with dulce de leche and chocolate icing, and topped with even more. It's got a little mound of Twix right in the center of it.
Well, let me tell you, the Krispy Kreme official photos for it looks amazing.
It does, right?
I know to temper some of that with, like, realistically,
Right.
how will that look when you get it from
Yeah.
a Krispy Kreme?
Right.
They might forget the Twix bar in the middle.
Yeah,
but
I
it
mean, you
looks
could be
good.
disappointed, but it does. That is an amazing idea right there, and that's not all either. They also have the new Caramel Cookie Crunch Original Filled Donut. That is a chocolate iced donut with salted caramel filling. So you've got that running throughout the inside of the ring donut, and then it's topped with Twix bar pieces and drizzled with dulce de leche. Do you see that, though? They've got the Twix bar only on like half of the donut. Why do they do that? Why do they do that?
I just wonder. Artistic interpretation of it. I don't know.
But what if you really like the Twix part and then you get to the other part that doesn't have the Twix
Maybe
on
they
top?
assume you'll put the donut in your, like, all-in-one.
Yeah, actually, you know what? With Krispy Kreme, even with these, that's not too far from the truth.
So then you can also get a mini caramel cookie donut topped with Twix cookie bar pieces. So that's just one of their mini ones.
If you just want to, be calorie conscious.
Should we do this Friday, or what do you want to do?
Friday? Yeah.
Well, I feel like that's nice because then it ushers in the weekend of bad choices.
I like that idea. We can add. I mean, definitely this week we've got to go. And Krispy Kreme is one of those places that actually does have the new stuff when they say they have it. So we can work on that. But remember, we've got Little Debbie ice cream that we finally have found.
But we haven't found all of them.
I have to talk to Isaiah because me and him found it online.
Yeah.
At which store he should go to, and I don't know if he actually
got the rest of them.
I'll throw him under the bus. He said he was going to stop at the store, so either we'll see if he actually did. Or if he just skipped it, or...
I don't think we can do it until we have all the flavors.
Yes, I'm with you 100%.
Okay, well, we'll plan for the end of this week. Just know that we're eating good, guys.
Oh, yeah.
We're ready.
We're going to make some great choices this week.
Even though we just talked about earlier, like, let's stop.
Yeah.
let's not eat so much of this stuff. But...
Well, that's for like one day.
Yeah, that's for the show.
And then we go back to eating the only donut with a cookie crunch.
So that's Krispy Kreme. They start today the Twix collab that they're having.
George Costanza would be proud.
If they keep talking long enough, they're bound to say something that you agree with. The Riot with Hudson and Nikki on Radio U.
You see this woman? Her name is Heather West. She's 42. She's from Texas. And she was out snorkeling in, it looks like, the Keys in Florida, the dry Tortugas.
Yeah.
It doesn't say when this all took place. It's, the story came out over the weekend. It's implied that it was just recently, but I don't know. This story could be from any time. But either way.
Are we reading shark filler?
Yeah, right.
Like for news, they just always have like filler stuff.
Yeah.
But no, it came out a few days ago.
So she says that she was attacked by a 6-foot lemon shark while she was out snorkeling.
Yeah.
And she lived to tell the tale. She says that what happened was the shark started biting her foot. She was trying to kick it, and the kicking was not doing anything. So she decided to lean forward and punch the shark in the face.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and it worked. It worked.
You should punch its nose or like the side where its gills things are.
Yeah.
And that's the only way it'll probably let go of you. And they say like normally lemon sharks are not a threat.
Yeah.
So they're not quite sure because they can grow pretty big and they get close to swimmers and stuff. And they don't usually bug them.
6 feet is actually smaller than what you would expect for at least a full-grown top size lemon shark. But yeah,
maybe I just wanted to be like, hey, come back here.
Right.
Just nipping at the ankles and bringing her back.
Well, it does say that most of the shark attacks that happen, it's usually a shark either mistaking the person for something that it actually would eat, like a seal or a turtle or something like that. Which that'd be nice. Oh, you look like a seal.
Aw,
I don't know if that's
better than the body of a turtle.
Yeah, I guess right. Either one, not great.
I don't want to be any of that.
But it's either thinking that you're one of those, or that it's taking a bite to see. They call it an exploratory bite.
Sure.
So I guess it's seeing if you taste good, and then if it keeps going, then that means you must taste good to the shark, and if not, something about you must be off.
Well, I think in some cases it just depends on the shark that's deciding and exploring.
Yeah.
Because obviously with some bigger ones or more aggressive ones, that can be really bad.
Yeah, right.
So thankfully for her, she's okay.
Yeah, she's all right. I mean, her foot is pretty chopped up there from the shark bite, but I mean, she'll be fine. She'll recover. So she's going to be all right. I like that they keep referring to like all the statistics about how often shark attacks happen.
Yeah.
They keep calling them unprovoked shark attacks, where they're keeping that separate. I don't know what the numbers are for the provoked shark attacks, where somebody's out there taunting the shark, like, "Hey, nice fin." You know? Hey, let's see how sharp those teeth really are.
Some
Come
sort
on
of
over here.
lemon comment.
Yeah, they start putting butter on their leg or something, you know?
You're right. I don't know the provoked ones.
Yeah.
I don't want to know the
hey,
provoked
you
ones.
can't blame the shark for that. He was provoked.
Sure. Well, thankfully she's okay, and the shark's fine too. So
Yeah.
they're both fine.
The shark will recover as well.
Worst of the Riot podcast.
So I actually went out and did something fun over the weekend.
You did something?
I left my house.
You went out.
I left my house, and it was to go grocery shopping.
Nice.
Yeah, but it
feel
wasn't
like-
just any grocery shopping.
I feel like you had an adulting weekend.
Yeah, but it was a nice. Some people, I don't know if everybody would enjoy it because it was my wife and I, and we were just like, we'll take some back roads. We'll see some parts of the state and the country that you can't see from the highway, and we'll stop at Jungle Gyms too.
Everybody has said it's like, and I've seen it on TV, but I've never been there.
Yeah.
But they say it's just like a crazy grocery store.
They call it Jungle Gyms. What is it? Like an international market. So it has a big section inside that's just all international grocery stuff. They also have like a big section for kind of gifts. It's crazy. There's actually a section for Jungle Jim himself. He's got a podcast studio.
Oh, he does?
And
Nice.
I guess it seems pretty new, and you can go if you want. And,
I guess I didn't think he was alive.
you didn't think? He seems like a guy that would have died a while ago.
Well, like in honor
on
of
a
him.
safari or
On a
something.
safari,
Yeah, right.
absolutely.
He records a podcast, and I guess you can go, and if you really want to, you can ask Jungle Jim questions.
Oh, for the podcast?
Yeah, like they have a microphone set up for if you're just standing there watching. You can talk to Jungle Jim while he records a podcast.
Have
I don't
you been
know.
there, Isaiah?
I've never been there before.
You've
you
never
heard of
been?
it?
I've heard of it before,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and like the whole thing is just massively themed to where there's all kinds of animatronics, and every area of the store is decorated differently. So it's actually pretty cool.
It feels like it's a Chuck E. Cheese and a grocery store.
It's a Chuck E.
and
Cheese
podcast
for
studio.
adults.
A little bit. You know, it is really an adult Chuck E. Cheese because like half of the store is beer and wine.
And now it's like a Dave Ramsey debt-free podcast place.
Yeah,
Where they go. It's
I
like,
wonder if they rent out the podcast place. I don't know.
I don't know where you went.
Yeah. But I did. Of course, I couldn't come back empty-handed from Jungle Gyms. Now, I did not get any exotic meat, which I probably would have loved to try because we would have had to cook it and stuff.
Sure.
And I don't want to just the jerky. That's not right. So what I did bring back, I found maple Kit Kats.
Why does it look like it's giraffes
That's
on
what
it?
I was wondering,
Is it
too. Those are
giraffes?
Those are
giraffes,
giraffes
right?
for sure. Yeah, that's
But
weird.
it's maple. Oh, that's a turtle.
turtle?
I bet you money goes to something.
You think?
Yeah,
They
'cause
also have a
that's-
little picture of one with penguins on
Because
it.
that's a polar bear.
So maybe it's for some
Yeah.
zoo or something?
So I think it raises money for something.
See, I was wondering if in because I believe those are Japanese.
Because I'm not eating a polar bear.
No,
If that's a polar
they're
bear.
not
in
polar
there.
bear flavored.
Oh, you want to try them now or are we going to try them later?
Why not try them now?
Want to?
We got time,
Here's
right?
a mini one. Here's a mini maple Kit Kat.
Thank you.
Thank you for picking them
Dang.
Oh,
up.
and they got a flamingo on it too. Look at that. Did you get an animal?
I got a flamingo.
I didn't get an animal.
Oh.
No.
Are you sure it's the right kind?
There's penguins.
I think so.
Yeah, you get penguins or flamingos on them. Boy, talk about
And you got
packaging
nothing.
that does not match
Nothing.
the.
at that.
We'll try this one instead.
Yeah, give me a different
Yeah.
one.
Here, take a flamingo.
Give me the flamingo.
The packaging doesn't match the maple flavor at
No,
all.
No,
it
not at
doesn't.
all.
Maybe
In fact,
You think
maybe
it's like tropical or something?
It's really
Tropical Kit
weird.
Kats.
Super, super weird.
what flavor?
Oh my gosh, the smell.
If it was the flamingo theming was accurate, what flavor would that be?
Pink
Strawberry.
lemonade.
Pink
Pink
lemonade.
lemonade's good too.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's actually pretty smart. Pink
So,
lemonade.
I don't wanna
wow,
be
this
mean.
is very maple smelling.
I don't want to be mean, but I don't really like maple.
I
Yeah, I
know-
don't think
I
I'm
know
gonna
you
like
don't.
this at all
I
either.
know. See, it was a compromise. I got Kit Kat that you like. and
I just like, I
maple
got something that I like.
Yeah.
Like I know you like maple, but this is intense. Very intense smell, and they're very small. The tiny Kit Kats. Well, maple,
Oh, I like this.
you like it?
It's
Mapley,
it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
better than I thought,
This
but
reminds me of home.
I maybe would rather have the flamingo flavor.
Yeah.
The pink lemonade.
No, it was tough because that one, you know,
Set this to the side.
they had a couple Kit Kat bags.
What were our options?
I don't
Now
know
wanna
because I don't see that one stuck out because it had the maple leaf.
Yeah.
And so clearly that was maple.
Did you even look?
The giraffe could throw you off, but the other ones I don't know what they were.
Well, get on back
and
there.
I was pretty confident we hadn't had maple before.
We've never had maple before.
Well,
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah?
I'd say they're solid.
Are they going to tempt you in the break room?
No,
No?
but they're solid. If you like maple, you'd like these.
They're pretty good too.
I just feel like they should be Canadian Kit Kats.
Well, they are. I mean, they have the Canadian flag.
They have the
on
leaf
them.
on
Yeah.
it.
Well, I guess. I'm sorry. The leaf
Yeah,
isn't.
it's not the flag on
The
its
Canadian flag.
I
There's
mean,
a leaf on there.
I know it's a vital part of the packaging of Canada.
Yeah. Oh, they really embrace it.
Well, that's cool. Thank you for bringing these back.
Yeah. I wish I could have brought something that you would have liked more.
Oh, well.
They're
All
not
right.
as bad as I thought. It's
Here's the
actually a
deal.
really good maple flavor.
Yeah.
Next time, if you go to Jungle Gyms,
Mm-hmm.
you can pick out something that I won't like.
Ooh.
Thanks for the honor of doing that.
Yeah.
I'll head over there.
If you missed out on the next Riot moment when it originally aired, you don't know how lucky you are. You're listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Did anybody see the brawl that broke out at the Michigan-Wisconsin basketball game yesterday?
I was expecting it to be either fans or players.
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, it was the dads of the team.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the coaches who got involved in a fight.
So this is what I want some clarity on. If anybody knows, or maybe Isaiah, you know, maybe you've seen more about it. So what happened? The culmination is that Juwan Howard, the coach of the Michigan basketball team, wound up swiping at, I think he was swiping at the Wisconsin head coach, Greg Gard.
Yeah.
He actually wound up hitting another guy, one of the Wisconsin assistants, Joe Krabenhoff. Instead, his face got in the way. Now, if you watch it in real time, it looks like a punch, but really it's kind of like an open-handed smack on the top of the head. But do you know what it was that led up to this? Is it just like the end of the game, tempers were flaring? Like what is a possible explanation?
Well, this was what Juwan Howard's excuse was for acting so idiotically.
Yeah, right.
So when they were going through the handshake line, he didn't even get into the line right away, which is also not very professional for a head coach to do. As you see, right when the game ends, the head coaches are already shaking hands.
I
Always.
always thought that was always first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so he didn't get in line at first, and even the broadcasters right away were like, "Oh, Juwan Howard isn't going over to shake hands," and then he went into line, and then he said to the other coach he was upset because at the end of the game, the Wisconsin head coach had called some timeouts that he felt were unnecessary since Wisconsin had already kind of clinched the game.
Yeah.
And so he said to the coach, I'll remember that. And then apparently the Wisconsin coach, he said he kind of grabbed him, to keep on talking to him. And then he said he felt it was unprofessional that he grabbed him. So then he decided that warranted him to punch someone in the face.
I mean,
Oh, you can see it coming too because they're in each other's faces.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
it's I don't know. There's no excuse though, right? Definitely, if that's the situation, there's no reason for him to be getting violent about that. So it is pretty ridiculous. What I do like, as you watch the footage, you, like Nikki said, you can see it coming. Where the way Juwan Howard, he's making that face,
He
where he's
seems-
snarling
In
and
the
stuff.
eyes. You can see it in the eyes.
He
His
seems
nose is all
more
clenched
intense
up.
and more mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, granted, you can't see the Wisconsin's coach's face as much
And you
from the
can't
angle.
hear what they're saying.
No, you have no idea. But he definitely, you can tell it's coming. But what I like is after he hits the guy in the head, and then, the players all kind of rush in, and it's a combo of some players are holding each other back. Some players are trying to, throw punches themselves. And then there's the guys, I always love this when you see a brawl break out. There's the people that are in the mix, but they don't want to throw punches. They also don't want to hold people back, so they just want to show that they're there.
They're
so there's
there.
this one tall guy on Michigan, and he's just kind of pushing people on the back, just kind of gently remind, hey, I'm involved in this in some way. Don't say I'm not a part of the team or something.
But not enough to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's, I don't know. It must be a weird dynamic, too, because if you're a player on the team, there has to be at least some of the guys, on the Michigan team, that you see your coach throw a punch and you're like, oh, no, you can't do that. And they know and they want to hold him back. But at the same time, you really want to go against your coach.
Sure.
Even in that moment. So I don't know. That would be a tough line to walk there.
You can see some that are like, oh, yeah.
Here we go.
right.
Now we're talking. Hey, coach is in on it. Hey, that means we're good to go.
Right.
Is he going to yell
You
at me after the
definitely get
game?
that.
He's going to be like, what are you guys thinking? You just come in the locker room and yell at him.
It's a total pass. You're allowed to.
Oh, yeah.
Anything the coach, as long as you do less than the coach,
Yeah.
you're
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
Well, at this point, Michigan and Wisconsin, the Big Ten Conference, they say they're aware of it,
Yeah.
of the physical altercation, and they are going to be doing an investigation and just assessing the incident to see if anything needs to be done.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I was looking back. I guess Juwan Howard has had some success at Michigan, but this year not been good.
So he's mad anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I think it was a tough loss, and it's been a tough season for Michigan. Maybe they thought they'd be a little better, but I mean, lots of teams go through that, and they don't wind up throwing punches. So,
The worst podcast with the best listeners. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
cheating in video games, it is a problem, and it feels like it's actually just getting worse. You would think as maybe technology advances, it'll be more difficult and more difficult, but in a way, I guess still, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And so people are still finding ways to circumvent the regular rules. But Call of Duty Warzone, for the people at Activision that made the game, they are trying something new to try to combat cheaters.
So this is in the damage shield section?
So the damage shield is the new, they call it Ricochet AntiCheat software. That if they identify somebody cheating in the game, they would make, let's say you're playing by the rules or you're playing against a cheater, you would get this Ricochet anti-cheat software applied to you, and it would make the cheater's bullets bounce right off of you.
Nice.
So you could walk right up to him like RoboCop or something and just blast him in the face. Or whatever. I don't know. They probably have if they're cheating, they probably have a similar situation. So I guess neither of you could ever die. I don't really know exactly how this works.
I like how they say bullets bounce right off you like I'm rubber, you're glue.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not cheating,
When
you are.
Yeah, when you cheat, it just affects you.
Yep.
So that is, they say, now, of course, this is something that would be concerning, because what if you're just playing and they think they've identified somebody cheating, but they actually haven't. And so, you know what I mean? Where you could be playing against somebody and all of a sudden they won't die because it thinks you're cheating, even though you actually aren't. But they say, we will never interfere in gunfights between law-abiding community members. And I know they say that.
I'm sure the chances are slim they get it wrong.
But everybody's gonna accuse them of that, though. Every time you start dying, it's like, I definitely hit that guy. Come on.
When you cheat, and everybody knows. So Activision said it'll only activate it when the server detects a cheater is tampering with the game in real time.
Yeah, and that's
so it's not like if you did it leading up to it or whatever, it's happening now, then you might get that.
And some people might say, if you've detected a cheater, why not just kick them out of the game? But they're trying to find ways to make it less fun for people to cheat. And so I guess that's by combating cheating with another way of cheating, if you think about it.
They don't want you to think about it that way.
So that is the idea that they're going to work with, and we'll see if that works out. Of course, they say that, obviously, this is just one way where, especially if you're somebody who routinely cheats and has been caught multiple times, you can be banned not just from Warzone, but from all Call of Duty titles and all Call of Duty titles going forward. There's a lot of stuff that they're saying that, a lot of threats that they make if you are somebody who wants to cheat. And then reading down a little further, I was looking at some other games that have talked about, League of Legends and Apex Legends have talked about making cheaters all just play against each other. Like, once you're identified as a cheater, you only play against other cheaters.
And then you wouldn't know it first, but you're always only playing cheaters.
It is got to be like some kind of weird form of, I don't know what, where nobody can ever die. It's a curse. It's a blessing and a curse.
I think that's very creative. So they just say that, it's just another way to, it's kind of like trolling. If you're cheating in a game, then, you're going to get this.
Yeah.
Hudson sees the glass as half empty. But get this. He thinks a glass half empty is good. The Riot. RadioU.
I've got all three of us here. I'll be interested to see our three different takes on this survey. It's conducted by one poll on behalf of the Idaho Wine Commission.
Hey!
I didn't know they had a wine commission in Idaho.
And why are they bringing this study?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. They found, so they, of course, surveyed 2,000 Americans, obviously, and they're all over 21, by the way.
Idahoans or what?
No, it's, you know what? I guess you could wonder that. No, it's all Americans.
Okay.
And
Which you are if you're from Idaho.
Yeah,
but
that's
I wasn't
right.
Sure.
That counts. And everybody they surveyed is over 21. Some of the things they found. 1, 3 out of 4 people, 75%, agree there's nothing better than having no plans for the weekend.
Yes.
That's Nikki says she's one of the 3 and 4. Isaiah, what do you think?
I
know
think
you
this
like
survey is skewed.
You
I
do?
don't trust the results. I don't trust them.
You think the numbers would be different if it was people under 21?
No, I think the numbers would be different if the Idaho Wine Commission wasn't doing the survey, because where are you most likely to drink wine? At your house?
home.
I would probably say so.
So if it was the Idaho Beer Commission,
Then all of a sudden,
beer and wings.
different answers would be here on the survey, so I don't trust it.
Isaiah, he's written the whole thing off. I don't know. I think I prefer having plans for the weekend, because it's something to look forward to.
Well, it's nice if you have maybe like one small thing, but it's the worst when you have something every day on like your off days.
Oh, yeah.
So there is something not bad about at least a small plan.
But part of the fun of an off day is that you can go have some fun
Nope.
on a planned event.
Negative.
So let's see, 71% actually look forward to plans being canceled
Yes,
so they can
that's
stay
even
home.
better.
He's like, yes.
Do you know why it's better? Because you look like you tried.
You
know?
did.
Like you wanted to go do something,
Yeah.
and it wasn't your doing it got canceled. Someone else
that-
canceled it.
Do you ever just cancel plans even though you have no reason to?
I try
Just
not
'cause you
to.
want to?
But boy, I'm excited when someone else does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because then you don't look bad at all.
yeah.
You're like, oh man, I wanted to so bad. We'll have to reschedule. We'll have to find a time. It'll be so
If you
difficult.
really
want
to be Nikki's friend, there's nothing better you can do than cancel plans. So
Well, that's a
nothing
true
will endear
friend.
you more.
Someone canceled something for this Saturday. I'm so excited.
He's like, yes, don't have to go.
I mean, I'm so sorry. Another time, perhaps.
What are you the opposite?
I would say, well, it depends on what it is. You know, if it's a plan that I wanted to be a part of, then I'll be upset if it gets canceled.
Yeah.
And it depends going into the weekend what kind of vibe I've had. Like, if I'm feeling real tired and I just it's cold outside, I want to stay in, then I'll stay in. But at the same time, mainly when I get to the weekend, I'm looking for something exciting because my life during the week is just so bland. So I'm like, I need something to live for.
I think
Something to live for.
Something to live for on the
dramatic.
weekends.
I'm closer to Isaiah on this one because you guys know me. I'm a huge planner.
Sure.
I plan everything. So if a plan gets canceled, that throws me all off.
Oh.
But then again, there are definitely things where you see them coming up on this calendar or whatever, and you're like, man, I hope that gets canceled.
Oh, yeah.
Call off that wedding, please. Please, I don't want to go.
Well, they're saying that, on, weeknights or weekends, 53% like to just instead stay home and watch TV. Read a book is 32%. Go for a nice walk is 30%. That's great when those are canceled, too.
Yeah, right.
And for the weekend specifically, going for a walk and a book, that's the order for it.
I like how they 35% look forward to catching up on sleep during the weekend.
Sure.
And I know we all plan on that, but I don't think we always do.
Well,
No.
the Wine Commission wants to help you fall asleep.
Yes. They'll put you right to bed.
I do agree with you, Isaiah. I wonder why they're in on this.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd study for them to be doing. I
I
feel
think
like.
They
they've
say-
weighted the numbers a little bit.
Their
their thumb
statement
on
on,
the
this
scale.
is instead of going out, enjoy downtime or entertain friends at home.
I wonder.
So that's what they say.
I wonder. I hate to dispute the good name of one poll as they conducted this, but I wonder if when the Idaho Wine Commission, after they get the results of the findings and they're ready to put out the press release or whatever, if they completely erase the questions that say that people wouldn't want to be home,
just to make it.
And this question shows that people would love to be out drinking beer and hate wine. Oh, well, keep that one out. Keep that.
We'll leave that one out of the
Yeah.
survey.
Instead, they say the best night in with friends. They say 70% says a bottle of wine.
Yeah,
oddly
of course.
enough.
70%.
So odd.
It's not
Wow.
100% because they didn't want to seem suspicious.
Right. I don't
Man.
know. You're right. Something feels off on
Yeah, I'm
this.
starting to wonder here.
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on Radio U.
Did you know yesterday was National Comfy Day?
Comfy day?
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh.
Were you comfy? Did you
Yeah.
feel extra comfy? Did you celebrate appropriately?
I celebrated enough because my birthday was on Saturday.
Yeah.
That I think yesterday, I don't even think I got dressed, like ready.
Hey, that's comfy right there.
I think I really just stayed in comfy wear all day.
Nice. Well, in honor of National Comfy Day, Lovesac, that is a furniture company, I guess.
Have you not seen those?
It sounds familiar, but I'm not sure.
They do sofas and stuff now, like they're super expensive.
Oh, yeah?
I think I see them at Costco, but then they also have they started off with the beanbag stuff. The big giant beanbags.
Yeah, that makes more sense. That's what I think when I think Lovesac. Definitely sounds like a beanbag. So they conducted a poll of 2,000 pet owners, and what they found was 61% of people would prefer to share their couch or bed with their pet.
Or their love sack is what they're saying.
Or their yeah, right, of course.
The little beanbag.
They of course, later on, if you read on, they want to promote their couches.
Oh,
and
more?
They're saying they're so durable. If you want a pet, if you have your pet climbing onto your furniture, we've got really durable furniture for you. But, we don't need to give them that kind of commercial.
Sure.
61% said they would prefer to share their couch or bed with their pet over to their significant other.
Oh, really?
You'd rather cuddle with your dog than your girlfriend or boyfriend.
Well, that's a good question. It depends on your dog, I think, too.
Yeah.
And also your girlfriend or boyfriend.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great
Maybe
point.
I should say that first.
Well, here's some of the reasons why. They say 59% of people said it's because their animal doesn't get up to go to the bathroom. And by animal, I mean pet, not their significant other. And 53% said their pet doesn't snore. So that's a bonus if you're sleeping with, your pet. But I don't know how your dogs are if you let them on the bed or anything. For my dog, it's the getting up and then getting back, coming up on the bed, spinning around, doing whatever, getting back under the bed, then coming back. She does not just stay in one place when she's cuddling in the bed. So I can't vouch for that with my dog.
Well, for mine,
although she is nice to cuddle.
I have 3, so it's awful. So it's not cuddling.
But they need a bed of their own.
They do, and I've talked about it. Like I want really one of those like basketball player style beds.
Yeah.
Where it like takes the whole room up. But they're really expensive. So instead, my dogs can stay on the bed and kind of like cuddle until I want to go to sleep. And then they're supposed to go to their little doggy beds at the bottom.
Yeah.
On the floor, but then I catch 1 or 2 of them during the night. They always try to sneak up.
They do?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, see, your dogs are big too. That's how my dog is. Well, you can feel her hopping up on the bed.
They wake you up.
And so that's not exactly, for the best night of sleep, not exactly the best.
Right. But Cinnamon's so timid. She looks at you. She's like, you see me.
She freezes.
Don't notice me. I'm not here.
Now, do you allow your dogs on the furniture?
Yeah.
You do?
Oh, they can have free reign.
Free reign, huh?
Yeah.
We don't let my dog up on the couch or most of our main furniture is not necessarily real leather, but it's leather style.
No, you got to change that. The house is there for them to destroy and get, gross.
She's gone everywhere else. She does not need the couch as well.
Well, she needs a love sack.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what the company's trying to sell you.
Yeah, they say, half of people say they never allow their pet on their couch, but 77% would reconsider if they had older couches. So that, if they had a couch they didn't care about, but when it's a nice new piece of furniture, you don't want the pet getting up there and ruining it. So I feel that. I think it's important to have some of your house that the dog doesn't.
Don't
the dog
say
doesn't
boundaries.
Get to reign over. No, yes, you have to.
No, thank you.
I'm letting her up on the bed.
Yep,
getting her stink all up in the bed.
You're
I don't need her on my couch too.
Bad dog owner.
So sometimes too, I just need somewhere where I can put my arm around my wife without the dog in between.
Don't want to hear it.
That's enough of that. For more Riot content, head to riot.radiou.com.